All right, hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well tonight. This is Rudy, and I went out to a buffet. My wife and I went out to a buffet dinner with the Texas Deacon and his wife tonight, and he handed me the paper, and it has a story in it that I just got to read you guys. It's absolutely Twilight Zone, 1984-ish, Brave New World, Fahrenheit 451, and Animal Farm all rolled into one. And I'll show you guys clips from this paper, but I want to read you guys this. And also, my wife, you know, I don't know how an old country boy like me wound up with a wife like I got, but I am a blessed man when it comes to a wife. But I want to show you guys a picture of my wife. I'll show that right now, so you guys can eat your heart out there. Okay, so I have artists and painters that I know, and I have, like, you know, a few friends of mine that are painters, and so for a fairly reasonable price, you can send a picture off like that to an artist, and they'll paint it for you, and it makes a good Christmas present or birthday present or anniversary present. And I want to show you guys this painting. So tell me what you guys think, but I absolutely love it. So hopefully you guys can see it. I can't really see the camera, so anyway, the painter that I know painted this, and I think he did a fantastic job, and it makes a good thing to hang around the house. And if it makes your wife feel good and it makes me feel good looking at it, then it's like works out good for everybody. Okay, today, what is today? I think it's Monday, March the 26th or something, or I think it's the 26th. But anyway, the deacon handed me this paper, and I'm going to start reading it, and I'll put up a link of the paper right now. The title of it is Intelligence Gathering, U.S. to Keep Data Longer on Those Without Terror Ties. And I'm just going to read right through it. And as I do this, I'm going to play video from today that I captured where they just sprayed our skies like you won't believe. They just sprayed from horizon to horizon. And I'll let you guys watch that. And, you know, it's like I went outside to see what I could see. I see that they're spraying poison down on me. Okay, here we go. So I'll start playing the clip of the outside stuff, but I'm going to read this to you guys while you watch the chemtrails. Okay, use of ordinary people's info vexes civil libertarians. Washington, U.S. intelligence agencies will be able to store information about Americans with no ties to terrorism for up to 5 years under a new Obama administration guidelines. Until now, the National Counterterrorism Center had to immediately destroy information about Americans that was already stored in other government databases when there were no clear ties to terrorism. The guidelines are also expected to result in increased copying of entire databases and uses of algorithms to search for patterns that would indicate a threat. So they're going to keep databases on all Americans. And let's continue reading here. The next goes on to the second page. It says, data rules stir safety versus privacy debate. Intelligence officials said the rules had been under development and grew out of reviews launched after the failure to connect the dots about Umar Farouk Abdulmuttalib before his Christmas 2009 attempt to detonate a bomb in his underwear on a Detroit-bound airliner. So some jerk decides to blow up his underwear, and now we've got databases on all Americans for up to 5 years, even if you're not associated with terrorism. Okay? After the failed attack, government agencies discovered that they had intercepted communications by Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula and received a report from a U.S. consulate in Nigeria that could have identified the attacker if the information had been compiled ahead of time. The changes are intended to allow analysts to more quickly identify terrorism suspects, but they also set off civil liberties concerns among privacy advocates who see parallels with the Total Information Awareness Program. That program, proposed early in the George W. Bush administration and partially shut down by Congress after an outcry, proposed fusing vast archives of electronic records about travel, credit card transactions, phone calls, and more, searching for patterns of a terrorist cell. So they're going to document your travel, your credit card, your transactions, your phone calls, and more. Okay? National security officials stressed that the analysts could already get the information under the old rules, just in a more cumbersome way. They cited safeguards to protect against abuse, including audits of searches. There is a genuine operational need to try to get us into a position where we can make the maximum use of the information the government already has to protect people, said Robert Litt, the General Counsel in the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, which oversees the National Counterterrorism Center. We have to manage to do that in a way that provides protection to people's civil liberties and privacy. And I really think this has been a good faith and reasonably successful effort to do that. The center has developed a priority list of databases it wants to copy entirely, but he and other officials declined to say which ones. We are all in the dark, and for all we know, it could be a rerun of the Total Information Awareness, which would have allowed the government to make a computerized database of everything on everybody, said Kate Martin, director for the Center of National Security Studies, who criticized the administration for not making the draft guidelines public for scrutiny ahead of time. Intelligence officials offered a hypothetical scenario to explain how the change could help. A person from Yemen applies for a visa and lists an American as a contact. There is no sign either person is a terrorist. 2 years later, a suspected terrorist from Yemen applies for a visa and lists the same American. Under the existing system, they said, to discover what the first visa applicant now had a known tie to a suspected terrorist, an analyst would have to ask the State Department to check its database to see if the American's name had come up on anyone else's visa application, a step that could cause a delay. Under the new rules, a computer could instantly alert analysts of the connection. The New York Times and Associated Press. All right. So basically what they're telling us here, folks, is they're going to create a database on every American, on everything you do, on your travel, on your credit card transactions, your phone calls, and more. Because they want to know if you are a terrorist. And if they see patterns in your behavior, watch out, because Big Brother's watching and Obama's leading the charge. So this is what's going on in our newspapers. And thank you, Texas Deacon, for sharing that with me. And I hope you guys like my painting, because I'm going to enjoy my life, and I'm going to keep speaking the truth, and I ain't going to let these jackasses put me in a bad mood or steal my joy. The Lord said to be joyful and to fear not, and I'm going to keep talking the truth, and come what may. God bless every one of you. Have a great day, and take care.